What is up, guys? Welcome to Garage 23, and today we're moving all of this junk out of here and installing our brand new shelves. Dog's excited. So yeah, over the past couple of years, we have amassed quite a lot of car parts. Most of them are not installed, just laying around. Kind of running out of like walking space. Especially with engines. I have like all these engines over here. These are my ladies. This is Nami. This is Boa. This is Robin. This is Yamato. This is Perona. That works on a couple of levels. And that's not mine. But yeah, I've been looking for some kind of shelving solution because we built this garage to fit a lift. So it's 12 feet tall in the middle and 10 foot at the walls. There's like a lot of space being wasted up here that we could put shelving or racks or something. There's not a whole lot of options. So I was looking around on like Lowe's and Walmart and Home Depot and whatever. And just like everything else with this current economy, the value is pretty disheartening. The best I could find is like a 6 foot by 6 foot shelf that's 2 feet deep for $300. I'm like, that's gonna get filled up immediately. So I started looking around, and I think the best option for us anyway, and even for like some of you guys, like some of this shelving can be made to fit basically whatever your space is. So that's what we're gonna show you guys, because what I bought definitely doesn't really just fit in here. So let's go take a look at it. All right, so this is what we got, and obviously everything's a bunch of different colors because this is just the most efficient way to do it. If you're on a budget, just piece things together. Just grab deals as you find them. For example, these beams, I got all the beams for 15 bucks each, and that's like a great price. A lot of places will charge you 30, 40, even like way more if they're brand new ones. So just wait it out and make sure you get beams for at least like 15 bucks or no more than 15 bucks, I would say. Maybe 20 if they're like nice ones. Like these ones, the guy was gonna charge me 20 because they're like nicer paint. The racks also, I got a super good deal on these. Just like I said, waiting around, looking through Facebook Marketplace, Offerup. Got each rack for 10 bucks. Fantastic deal because these go for like 30, 40 bucks sometimes. The main pieces that you need to put everything together are the uprights. And these, again, super good deal because I was patient, and we got actually 16 foot uprights for 80 bucks each. Those usually go for like 140. So super happy with that pickup. And I already chopped roughly what we're gonna need to fit it in the garage. And that's also kind of like a little side bonus because we have the tops of all the racks left over, which we can make into like another bench or shelf or something. So in total, got this whole entire setup for the same price as 2 of those shelves from Lowe's. So we're in this about 580-ish. Super happy with that because those racks from Lowe's can't hold an engine, and these definitely can. So we can put all our engines up off the floor, nice and organized, and hopefully all the tires and wheels and junk, whatever else we can find to stow away. So yeah, let's get started cleaning, I guess. All right, so this is something that's just kind of been literally tucked away in the corner. So we were gonna do some content on this car. It was a Toyota SC300. And the funny thing about it is our friend Joey ended up with this car, and we actually had the magazine where this car was featured in from like way back in the early 2000s, I think. It's just ironic that like I bought this magazine and I kept it all this time, and then he brings us this car and I'm like, hey, that looks familiar. And it was a car that was in a magazine that I had. In the end, we decided to just part it out though, because it was just too far gone. He gave us the engine, which is supposedly 600 horsepower 1JZ. And in exchange, we're just gonna build the Civic eventually, Joey.
Alright, Onichan.
But yeah, so we have this 1J that I wasn't really sure what to do with, but I think the game plan now is we're gonna end up putting this in the 350Z, because the Z is the only pretty car that we have that is still basically stock. It'd be great to get the VQ35DE out of there and have 600 horsepower in it. Probably gonna do that, but at this point, this thing probably needs a whole new refresh, so that's gonna be for a later video, but yeah, it's something you guys can look forward to eventually. All right, so we got the space cleared. Now we gotta prep everything for paint. And to do that, we chose to go with the little Nardo Gray and Rosa Corsa. But first, we're gonna have to probably scuff everything up and at the very least, get all these stickers and junk off. Some of the racks are pretty beat up, so I wanna try and like straighten them out as much as I can before we put them inside. Gotta do all that first. Let's get started. Okay, so like I said, these things don't exactly fit in the garage. We bought them a little too tall with the intention of cutting them shorter. Another issue with that is that our roof is vaulted. The walls are 10 feet and the center is 12 feet. This end of the uprights ends up somewhere in between there. What I did was I measured 4 feet out from the wall, and then I measured up from that point. That's gonna be our best guess. So I got 128 inches from the floor to that point in the ceiling, 4 feet from the wall. So basically we just measure 128 inches from the base plate and mark there. I also want to try and cut the upright so it matches that slope in the roof. Basically you need to match up that line with this line, and that should give us our slope. So yeah, that side's already cut to 10 feet. And we just marked 128 inches on this side, and that gives us a nice little slope. It's not much, but I think it'll look nicer. Now we just chop that piece off and start painting this one. We've used 4 cans of paint so far, and we've only painted 2 uprights. So I underestimated how much paint we were gonna need.
Sé quién te dejó, pero amor créelo, tienen un par de vidas, ese sería yo. Te tiene que doler, pero ya déjalo, que él no es como todos y nadie es como yo. Si tú estás low, te pongo high, tremendo flow. Ready pa'l go, tú solo caes, mi caramelo, un melón. Nadie sabe tan rico como tú, como tú.
Okay, we're just about done playing with all the toys that we found while cleaning everything up. And we got all this room for activities. And just don't look over there. And we got both side shelves installed. These are the 8-foot shelves on each side. And this was way more work than I signed up for. This seemed like a good idea at the time, but holy crap. But now we gotta install the center section, which doesn't just bolt right in. And I kind of knew this going in, but like this building's supposed to be 29 feet on the inside, but as most new construction goes, nothing is the measurements that it's supposed to be. So it is not 29 feet in here, it is 28 feet and 10.5 inches. So these 12-foot beams that are supposed to go in here are like 1.5 inches or so too long. Yeah, so we're gonna have to chop both of these here and then cut the flanges off and then just weld it back together, and hopefully that's it. I was concerned that was gonna be like a bigger issue or like a bigger ordeal, but like they're not even like fully welded. Like they're only welded like, well, the only welds I could see anywhere is just this one big one on the outside and then half of the other side. I guess let's just cut those off and see if it comes apart. So yeah, I was right. There's literally only 2 welds holding this whole thing up. Just this long outer one and this short inner one. At least that makes it easy for us to put back together. Just gotta cut it to the right length. Measure once, cut twice. Okay, so now we gotta figure out what length we need to cut it to. So we need to measure the inner surface of this upright to the inner surface of that upright. Pretty exactly 141.25. So I can hold it in place. So the other issue is I think that this outer one is gonna be shorter than the back one because this side has a stupid window in the way that has moldings that are freaking like 3/4 inch thick or something. So that's pushing this outer face this way while the back side is closer to the wall, I think. I kind of want to measure that and see if it's really far off or what. And that's going to be more complicated because all the crap in the way. 140.5. So yeah, pretty significant difference between the front and the back. And it annoys me so much that I'm thinking of just cutting the trim off of that window. This thing's not even welded together, what the heck? So now we have to deal with getting this face exactly in the same location as it was before. Okay, rather than weld the whole thing out and then find out that it doesn't fit, we decided to test fit it while it's just tacked together, and it was a little tight, but it looks like it's gonna work, so I guess we can weld this one out and move on to the next one.
Warning, flashing lights.
this room. All right, that was entirely too much work and way more than I signed up for, but we're finally done and I think it looks great. What do you guys think? Was it worth it? Because honestly, I kind of feel like I don't really have all that much space. Like there's definitely more space here. The space in front of the cars, I think is about the same. Because I mean, the shelves are 48 inches wide, so that's about the same amount of space I had taking up with the engines and stuff on the ground, but it definitely feels more spacious because you see more of the walls, especially on the sides. So definitely a little bit more of an open concept now. We could definitely still make better use of the space because a lot of the space on the shelves isn't, you know, utilized as efficiently as I could use it, but I still gotta go through a lot of this other junk and I'm not gonna do that in this video. There's just a lot of stuff that I've been hoarding for no reason really. I think in all, it definitely looks a lot more professional and more organized. All right, so in all, that took a lot more paint than I thought. We ended up using about 11 cans of paint and it was like 80 bucks worth. So more than I planned on spending, but I mean, we're still under budget. I didn't really have a budget for this, but I just wanted it to cost less than the Lowe's shelves. So I think we're still good on that front. All right, that's gonna be it for this episode. Hopefully this gave you guys some ideas and maybe inspire you to see if you can fit something like this in your garage. And also, you guys have something to look forward to because some of you guys might have noticed the cool new bumper that we have sitting up there. That, along with some other things, might be getting emptied off the shelf pretty soon here as we start to work on our R34 a little more. Thanks for watching, and remember, always do your best.
Dice que no quiere amor.